I've talked about this before, but I do think in the eventual confrontation between the Straw Hats and the Blackbeard Pirates, Nico Robin will fight Avala Pizarro, and I think they match up more closely than one thinks on further inspection, because the Flower Fruit and the Isles Fruit, belonging to both of them respectively, have the same weakness, as if you attack a limb that they are possessing or using their powers with, the main body feels the pain inflicted upon that attacked limb. It's even funnier because we now know sprouted limbs do conduct devil fruit effects back to Robin's main body, and we see this in Dressrosa, in which Sugar turns Robin into a toy by touching one of the limbs Robin sprouted on her body. So we know both Robin and Pizarro have the same weakness in that way. Both of them technically have a weird theme going on two different accounts, because one, we know that Nico Robin is the archaeologist of the Straw Hat Pirates, and that's the reason why I think she was given the flower fruit, because she is her own excavation team in that way. She even excavates Luffy after his first fight with Crocodile from the sand, so that's funny. But Avala Pizarro is the land that she would excavate. He is the land of which she would find the secrets of the world in this weird sort of thematic setup. We don't have a full rundown of the Isles Fruit, but based on what we've seen, that's what he does. So while Robin investigates the secrets of the land, Pizarro is the land. On top of that, I think Robin on two different accounts is inspired by popular archaeological figures in pop culture. Looking at the pre-time skip, of course, she most likely is inspired by Indiana Jones because of her cowboy hat. Of course, Indiana Jones is known for wearing a very similar hat. In lore, however, the inspiration for the hat most likely comes from Jaguar D. Saul, but in a meta context, it's most likely a reference to Indiana Jones. Also, looking at her post-time skip design and how the glasses are prominent, and they even show up along with the hat and her personal Jolly Roger in the post-time skip, those glasses are most likely a reference to another archaeologist from fiction, that being Lara Croft of the Tomb Raider franchise of video games, who too is, like Indiana Jones, an explorer and an archaeologist. So I can see in both ways the pre and post time skip versions of Robin being inspired by these two other fictional characters. Now, with that being said, Avala Pizarro has this in common with Robin, presumably, and we've talked about this a little while ago, but he most likely was inspired by the design of an antagonist in the movie called The Time Bandits. So, if you want to know more about that, a link to that video will be around here. So, yes, both of them presumably have design origins in being inspired by pop culture. But with that being said, too, if you could, please use your excavation skills to dig up that sub button and click it, followed by a click of the like button. And if you would be so kind, please click the bell so you never miss a Poly P Works video. On top of that, if you have the ability, please locate the hype button and click it as well. It's very much appreciated. With that being said, on with the video. Another very interesting thing about the both of them is that they are both weirdly demon coded, because of course we know that Nico Robin's epithet is the demon child, and using the powers of the flower fruit during her fight with Black Maria, she actually turns into a demon looking very much like a succubus. But then when you have Avala Pizarro, he has the epithet of Corrupt King, which has some very dark connotations. But from him having horns and those horns presumably being real, he most likely is an Oni, much like, say, Kaido or Yamato. What's so funny about this, too, and this doesn't really mean anything, but it's interesting, he was one of the first ones aware that Gecko Moria was invading the pirate island. Gecko Moria, presumably, too, is an Oni like him, Kaido, and Yamato. So I just find that a very interesting little tidbit. But with that being said, too, what's a very funny theme between Nico Robin and Avala Pizarro is that both of them, technically in this way, are devils that can be anywhere all at once due to the capabilities of their devil fruit powers. So it would be a very interesting fight for either one of them to locate the other and to try to inflict major harm on the other person while avoiding the tactics of the other person's devil fruit. Because we don't know how much Avala Pizarro can do at once with the Alazal's fruit, but based on his confrontation with Garp and the other members of the Marine faction called Sword, he can't really do a whole lot all at once, which provides some very interesting problems when fighting Robin, as Robin can make limbs on any surface. So all he is surfaces, and like I mentioned before, he has the same weakness as Robin. So it creates for a very interesting confrontation in that way. But with that being said, give me your thoughts and tell your friends about Blackbeard Works.